If you can sit with somebody and identify their personal, professional, financial goals, and then take that restructure and say, here's how it can be accomplished through these behavioral and engagement and competency and result changes, then people will go pursue it because they win through that versus feeling like you're winning through their pain.
Steve actually gave me this counsel and said, just take the first 90 days and don't make any decisions, because what people are going to do is they're going to bring you all these decisions that you don't have context on. You're going to make a decision. It's going to invariably, some of them are going to be wrong, and you're going to lose credibility very quickly. So one of the best things he did is he said, just don't feel the pressure to make any decisions in 90 days. He said, at the end of 90 days, I want you to write it all up. What are your thoughts and observations? And then after that, you can go do whatever you need to do. I don't know, that was like counterintuitive to me personally, but in reflection, it was a brilliant landing place to come into a very large company with very disparate operations and organizations all over the world. And so what I did in that 90 days is I traveled. No one had ever put on the miles like I put on the miles. And I actually learned that from Walmart. We were in stores every week, getting out of the office and into where the customers are. And I did the same thing at Microsoft. So I was showing up in places and people were like shocked. But that word was getting around too, that, oh, this guy's been here, and sort of humanizing who I am. Being vulnerable, telling them my story, telling them what I've done well, telling them where I've screwed up, made me more approachable and relatable, so to speak. And so that first 90 to 100 days, and there's been a lot of books on the first 100 days and all that stuff, that was a really important time for me to sort of get my foundational knowledge, really survey the landscape and say, who are the A players? Because they stick out. Like, they're easy to find. They show up. And then start leaning on them. When you have this decision, go find you a handful of A players to lean on and say, what do you think about this? What should we do? Even when you already know what you might want to do, but leave it to them, and then they'll tell you, oh, this is how I think about the world. And then a lot of times giving them back credit. Well, I talked to so-and-so, and they also felt like this was the right move, so we should do it. So there's a whole process that goes with that, but that first little, whatever your time frame is, to sort of get past rules without relationships reap rebellion, which my mother used to say a lot. Building that relationship before you lay down what the new framework is, or what the new process is, or what the new way of the world order is a really important part of that.
Which is why the PPF process. Because if you can sit with somebody and identify their personal, professional, financial goals, and then take that restructure and say, here's how it can be accomplished through these behavioral and engagement and competency and result changes, then people will go pursue it because they win through that versus feeling like you're winning through their pain.